Hey guys, it's David back with another training log. This is a recent picture of me before my last powerlifting meet about 2 months ago, and I kind of wanted to start this off by talking a little bit about goals during this training log without really talking about my lifts nearly as much. But the first footage I'm going to show you guys is me doing some blood flow restriction calf work. So I put this in my training log in the credits when I describe my workouts. But I haven't actually talked about it. This has been around for a while. It was kind of popularized here recently by Lane Norton and Alberto Nunez. But I was fortunate enough to come do studies at the University of Oklahoma, where I met really one of the best researchers in the field of blood flow restriction training, Jeremy Lanicki. And he was able to kind of teach me a lot about this, and I was able to do a lot of my own research. But anyways, basically what you're doing is you're allowing blood to get into the muscle but not allowing the venous return, and in doing so there's a buildup of metabolites. Really not sure what the mechanism is behind it. Could be cell swelling, but whatever the case may be, you don't have to use as much weight to see similar strength and, more importantly, hypertrophy gains. So you use only 30% of your 1 rep max, as opposed to using, closer to 60, 80 that we tend to usually associate hypertrophy training with. And the scheme is 30 reps, then you rest 30 seconds, 15 reps, rest 30 seconds, 15 reps, rest 30 seconds, 15 reps. So it's pretty quick. I mean, the whole entire exercise to do the 4 sets should take you about 5 or 6 minutes. It can be a little bit painful, but that's not the idea behind it. The only reason it's ever painful during or even the day after or 2 days after you might be really sore is just because you've never trained that way before. If you think about any type of an exercise, if you've never done it before, you're going to be sore. I like to compare it to, we like to go to the gym and work out. If we went outside and played flag football for a couple hours one day, we'd be pretty sore the next 2 days. Or I think back to even when I played high school basketball, that first practice we were sore as could be afterwards, but it's just because you weren't used to that style of training. Now that I do this blood flow restriction for my calves at least once a week, if not twice a week, I don't find it to be painful at all. Now you can use it not only for your calves, but you could do it for your legs. So you could do leg extensions, leg curls. If you tie off the proximal portion of your arm, you could do it for biceps or triceps. You can be creative. It doesn't have to be these simple movements. I've done them with squats before. I've seen people do them with overhead press or chest, where they'll basically just cut off, tie off at the top of their arm for that. But it's a really neat way to train, and sometimes you just go in and you aren't feeling up to training heavy for a long time, and your body just needs a little bit of a break. Well, 30% of your 1 rep max is not going to be that difficult, and adding this blood flow restriction training allows for you to almost have an active recovery day where you're still getting the benefits of working out without maybe without it being as taxing on your body. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. But that's whenever I put BFR before a type of exercise, this is kind of what I'm talking about here. So I posted that picture at the beginning, not only because I like looking at myself, but because I want to talk a little bit about goals. And especially as powerlifters, we tend to think our main goal is going to be to get stronger, and that's a big goal, but you're always going to have kind of secondary goals in life, and that can not only get in the way of, in this case powerlifting, but it can get in the way of other things you do. I only have 3 training days. I have deadlifts, I have a little bit of bench, and I have a little bit of squats here. But so if strength is the main goal, you're still going to have a lot of other goals in your life, and one of them might be to I got into lifting to look better, so I still want to at least look like I lift. I hate seeing powerlifters that are just fat as can be, because you know the whole point of this is to be healthy and not just eat as much food as you can. So, but that being said, your goals are going to dictate really how well you perform and to what extent you improve. So if you're too worried about gaining a little bit of body fat when it comes to powerlifting, you're not going to be able to perform great, and you won't be able to improve that well either, because you know really the leaner you are, the more difficult it is for you to put on this strength. I was 210, 215 pounds at one point. This was my top set, 460 by 7 conventional. Felt really good. I was 210 pounds at one point, and I was stronger than I had ever been. This was in April when I did my first meet. But I was just uncomfortable being at that heavy of a weight. So, although I had a goal to improve strength, my secondary goal, which was at that time to lose weight, became more important. So although I wanted to maintain strength as much as I could, I wanted to get down to a more comfortable weight, which I finally did, where now I'm weighing 187, 188, which is much more comfortable for me, and I don't ever want to really get above 190 again because I just don't see the need. Here's Raul. He is another captain, really the guy who started the OU powerlifting team. This is him, I believe, hitting 390 or 395 for a triple. He did a 3x3 on this day. And he's coming a long way. He's about a 150-pound lifter. One of my best friends down here. But and it might not just be lifting goals. Okay, Jung's talked about trying to reverse diet and improve his metabolism. That can be a goal. You know, we have work and school. You know, these are all goals that you have to keep in mind. So although as power lifters and as lifters, our main goals are to get stronger, you have to keep in mind that you have to have a balance in your life. That picture I showed, I loved looking like that, but to maintain, here's Braxton Turner again. I believe this is like 545 or something stupid. Although I love to look like that all the time, I think we have to always remember that there's a give and take relationship, and you know, it just would not be optimal for me to try to stay at that weight. Why not you know, put on a couple of extra pounds and really be happy, be able to eat what I want, not worry so much about what I look like, and allow to see strength gains, which I have been able to do. With this squat footage, you know, my depth still is not where it needs to be. I was feeling kind of tight going in on this day. It was basically just a 5x5 day. But I'm still working on it. You know, you guys can give me flack if you want to, but it's something I'm having a difficult time with, and I'm going to continue to work on until I get it right. So yeah, we need to have goals in life, but you need to kind of prioritize your goals, I guess, is the gist of what I'm saying. And in powerlifting, you know, you might have a goal to hit 500 pounds on your squat, but if you're trying to lose weight at the same time, it's going to take a really long time for that to happen because you've allowed one of your secondary goals to get in the way of your main goal. Now, if you're, you know, if you want to make losing weight your main goal, like I did, there's nothing wrong with that. Then you have to just come to grips that strength may be a secondary goal and may not improve as much as you would like. But it's all about balance in life. It's all about being, you know, not everyone is able to go to the gym every day because they don't know how to balance, you know, spending an hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym, putting in the work. They don't know how to balance using motivation not only in work and working out. I mean, Jung's talked about this in the past. This is our hobby. We don't get paid to do this, although I may be closest since I study exercise physiology, but I don't get paid to go into the gym and, you know, kill my body and, you know, have hip and joint pain. And you know, as I'm talking about this, I have a little bit of shoulder pain that came about yesterday. Not sure what that's about. I don't get paid to do this, so this is fun for me. And that's one thing you always have to remember too, is you might not be lifting as optimally as you possibly could, but the main point in going into the gym is to enjoy yourself and have fun. So if you enjoy, doing a 5x5, do a 5x5. If you enjoy doing higher rep training with supersets, even though that might not be optimal for strength building, why, if you're not having fun, you shouldn't even be in the gym. So you can add that type of training to the end of your workout if that's something you enjoy. If you enjoy the bodybuilding style training, do it at the end of your workout. We need to find a balance between not only what's optimal, but what you enjoy. And that goes for in the gym, and that goes for life as well. When it comes to school, yeah, it'd be optimal for me to spend every waking moment studying and working as hard as I can. But I also enjoy being around people and kind of having a social life. So I have to find a balance between what's optimal for my schoolwork and for my studies and how to enjoy life. And I think I do a pretty good job of that. It's a difficult thing for people to comprehend and to understand and to really implement in their own lives, but I think once you're able to find that balance in life, find that balance in the gym, it makes everything much more enjoyable. You can see I had a little bit of my accessory work after my squats. I was pretty taxed after those squats. Like I said, I wasn't feeling too good going into that day. Did some leg extensions, leg curls, and I did some adductor machines, which, for the sake of this not being a porno, I didn't put the camera on there so you guys could see me working my vag muscles. This week of training went pretty good, all in all. The only day, my overhead press, I wasn't able to get 5 on my AMRAP. I got only 4. But I was using 160, so 160 by 4, not too terrible. And really this week I wasn't feeling really that great. Here I am at around week 7, week 8 point in my training, so things aren't going to be moving as smoothly. I'm probably in need of a deload week here soon. I'm trying to wait till 12 weeks is over, but we'll see. Here is kind of a hypertrophy style chest day where I do that OU press, or it's known more as a spoto press, and you can see the angle is not real great, but I'm actually about an inch away from my chest when I come down. I pause just slightly and then press it back up. Here's, I believe, another one where you'll be able to see what I'm doing. And if you want to work your triceps, man, this does a pretty good job. Think about it. You have to keep constant tension on your triceps throughout the entire lift. When you pause on your chest, you're able to almost deload the weight off your triceps, but when you are pausing above your chest, mimicking kind of like a 1-board or a 2-board press, but the board's not there for you to touch or for you to set the weight onto, so it's pretty taxing on the body. I encourage you guys to maybe give this a try in your training. Let's see. This next week I do some triples. Hoping to hit some more PRs. It might be a little bit busy of a week for me because I got a project I got to get done by Wednesday, and I got another ongoing project that's kind of going to be put on the back burner, but I'll have to work on a little bit. So hopefully training goes okay. Fortunately, OU lost this past weekend, so we are all sad down here. But Purdue won, and we are 500, 6 games into the regular season, so I think that's cause for celebration. Don't know if you noticed, but when I put up my Saturday credits, usually I lift on Saturday, but just because of football and everything, I decided to take Saturday off and instead do this chest bicep workout on Sunday. Saturday, watch football and drink my favorite beer, which is from Founders Brewery in Michigan, and it's called Dirty Bastard. it's expensive to get down here. It's about $10 for a 6-pack, but man, it's my favorite beer to, you know, buy a 6-pack for a day and drink it and watch some football. So here's my top set of these OU presses. I was able to do 240 for 2 sets of 5, and I'm really excited to see where my bench press is as the time gets closer to a max days. Talking to Jung, excited for him to test out his maxes here soon. I expect his squat to hopefully be above 375, if not higher. I think he has close to 385, 390 in him, based on what I've been seeing. Also interested to see what happened to his deadlift since he wasn't able to work it. I had a friend who did the base cycle of Smolov and put 30 pounds on his deadlift as well. So should be interesting to see what happens there with Jung. Hopefully we'll get his bench press moving a little bit better soon. Here I'm doing just some close grip bench press. The first set was too tough, so I just put a slingshot on and decided to cheat. But that's it, guys. I'll come back next week with hopefully a little bit more footage, talk a little bit about something else. Till that time, enjoy beer, enjoy chalk, and enjoy life.